My cousin just sent me a book he wrote. It's from his publishing house. I just got it. I swear, he just sent it to me, man. I go, hey, wow, I didn't know my cousin got a book published. And so he published it. It's like, whoa, okay. Nowadays, you can, you can do what you want. You're not held back by any kind of restraint or demands of society. With radio now, what can I tell you? It's very confusing out there. You should see this. I get the radio newsletter, and it says here, more layoffs in the radio industry. This is a big problem. Odyssey, which is a big radio company that they used to be known as something else. They changed their name to Odyssey for reasons where the old name indicated a lot of problems or something. Who knows what it was, but they changed it to Odyssey, which is a horrible name for a radio company. But according to Ramp Radio, the newsletter I get, they announced more layoffs at Odyssey. 300 plus employees lost their job this week. And in radio, when people, I know it's horrible. And when people in radio lose their jobs, it's never a good article. You got to read a little deeper because some guy named Fishboy and a guy Gonzo Canal and Greg the Hitman Williams all lost their jobs because in radio, everyone gets a nickname. Everybody gets a nickname, except me. I'm just, Howard Stern. But I didn't, I tried various names throughout my career, but I stuck with Howard Stern. I thought that was the funniest name of all. I'm reading about.
Well, there's two ways you can look at it. Fish Boy can change his name.
Yeah, they do,
and not have the taint of being fired on him.
You got some sort of taint. I smell. Fish Boy. Dan Fishboy Braymeyer, Paul Gonzo Canal, and Greg the Hitman Williams were among the people fired. They're very nice in this newsletter, and I feel compassion for my fellow radio guys. It just sucks to lose your gig because usually you don't get a job in the town that you're in. You got to move a fucking 500 miles away, and it's a real bummer. It's a tough career. I mean, and then you're like, well, hey, man, are you married to the name Fishboy? Can we change that up over here now at the news station?
Yeah, because it doesn't fit with the format you're now going into.
Yeah. Unless Fishboy gets out of radio and works at Long John Silver's. That name could work. Hey, Fishboy, come over here. Yo, Fishboy. Table 5. I think we need your attention over there. Yeah, radio is just a tough career. I mean, when I was in Detroit, for example, I remember the day I pulled into the parking lot at W4 Radio, there was a dude who was pulling in, and he just left, like, some station somewhere, like, hundreds of miles away, and he gave me a laundry list of stations he worked at, and he was our afternoon guy, and we started the same day. And then he was literally gone a few weeks later. It was crazy. Like, everybody's just moving around, and, yeah. Well, hey, Gary, what's up? What do you got on your mind, pal? Put on your microphone. You'll learn how to do it. Everyone knows how to work a microphone in radio, but my boy, Gary.
It's our tech team.
It's the tech team. Okay.
No, I was just saying when we were at K-Rock, our old program director used to make a big deal out of, like, he would hire somebody, and then he would be like, on Thursday, I'm going to tell you what your name is.
Nice.
Right?
Oh.
And then he would anoint them, and it would be almost like a ceremony, Howard. Like, people would gather around, and the person would come out, and then whatever name he gave them, they were stuck with. That was their name. So I think, like, I'm pretty sure he named Altar Boy, but then he started naming people in the office that weren't on the air. So, like, there was this guy, he just called him Neckbeard, and that was just the guy's name until the day we left. I don't even know that guy's real name. Another guy was Rabbi.
What was your name?
Gary.
Gary.
Well, he didn't get to name me. You did.
Yeah, I named you Baba Booey. Fafafohai. I give you many names. Yeah, it works, the whole naming thing. Anyway, a lot of Bo Jackson, a DJ in Rochester, was let go after jobs in Colorado Springs, Denver, Oxnard, and Las Vegas. It's depressing. You can't have a family either. That was my biggest fear going into radio back in the day. I didn't predict that there would be, people just doing shows in their basement. But my biggest fear was like, well, I'm going to have kids and then like get fired at NBC and I'm going to move to what? Fucking Ohio or something? I mean, what the hell kind
It
of
would be
life is
worse
this?
than being in a military family. You know, you always hear kids saying, "Yeah, my
Yeah.
dad was in the army, and I went to several different
Yeah.
schools." And it'd be worse for if you were a DJ's child.
Oh, I lived with such fear. I was like, how did I pick this career? I must have been insane. I was talking to my psychiatrist about that. I go, I don't know what gave me the fucking nutty idea to go into radio. It was like, and I had no talent whatsoever. It was the worst idea ever. No wonder my father thought I was stupid. You cannot go into radio. You know nothing. You don't even speak well. I know people in radio. You do not have any acting experience. He was really hung up on summer stock. You do not even do summer stock, idiot. What's going on in here? He doesn't even prepare for radio. I know Vincent Gardenia. He does theater and commercials. He is a jack of all trades. He is a jack of nothing. I want to go to BU School of Communications. Like these guttural sounds. You don't need School of Communications. You need to go to acting school. Stop it, you two. Why are you yelling at each other? I'm not doing anything. He's yelling at me. What are you talking about? Who do you think you are? Fish boy? No, that's a real broadcaster. He did summer stock and commercials. Yeah, my father was very hung up on everyone was a jack of all trades. Like all the radio guys he knew. My dad was a radio engineer for a while, so all the radio guys he knew had other careers. They were in acting, music. They had.
Well, he was sort of right. You know, I listened to radio classics all the time.
Yeah.
And William Conrad, the guy who played something Cannon on TV,
Cannon.
yeah, he is all over radio.
Yeah,
I mean, that guy had a career in radio with that voice.
For example, Cannon was working in radio and television and did
That's
commercials. Right. You cannot do a commercial.
Cannon did it all.
Oh my God! And then when I was at Boston University, I made a tape of myself on the radio, and I was running around to my dad bought me a car. I begged him. I said, please, I'll pay you back, which I did. But I said, I got to go to these radio stations. Well, you're in Boston. Why don't you go to those stations? I go, no. Those are too good. I've got to go out to like, Bangor, Maine. I got to drive out there and see if they'll hire me out there. Bangor, Maine. Yeah.
Howard, I was talking to somebody. Sorry.
Go ahead. If you're going to interrupt me, say something. Yeah.
I was talking to a guy who worked in radio, and he was telling me about like how he got started, and his first market was Terre Haute, Indiana, and then he got weekends in El Paso, and he was like flying back and forth between those two markets.
I was telling you how I got started in radio. Who you're telling me about who? Who got started? What? Who cares?
Some